In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn off a diesel fire pump controller so you could do your flow testing. This is a Tornatech diesel fire pump controller. Here's the product number, GPD 12120. Here's your information plate. You have your digital screen here. So right now it's currently in auto, so it's on. And you have some diesel operating pump controller features here. And then you have your dial switch here, which we'll be using to turn it on and off. And then this is the diesel pump. This is a Clark diesel fire pump. You can see the plate there. And on the back side of this is the jockey pump, which is what we'll be flowing from. Hopefully you can see that. There's the pump from the other side. Okay, just for comparison, there's a little jockey down there. There's the pump up here. Alright. Gotta Spider-Man my way over this pump to get back and forth. So, for turning the pump off, you want to take note of your pressure. So right now we're at 157 psi, 158. We also got our gauge right below, about the same psi. So this one's actually one of the easier ones to turn on and off because the dial's just right here on the outside. Currently, you see it's set to auto, so A going to the right, and then off's going to be in the center, and then your hand operation to the left. So currently, it's to the right, which means it's on auto, as well as it says auto on the screen here. So we're going to turn off this guy because we don't want to flow water through the fire pump. I'm the alarm technician, not the sprinkler fitter, so I'm not responsible for the pump. So we're gonna do everything off this little jockey pump. If you flow the main pump, and there could be issues with the packing, the bearings, it could overheat, it could pressurize the pipe, pop a sprinkler head if there's too much PSI, anything like that. So they have a different company for the fire pump and the sprinkler system. So they're the ones responsible for pump testing, not me. I'm doing the electronics. So you see like where we got switches there, like tamper switches, all these tamper switches I'm going to be testing, all these tampers, that's what I'm here to test. So all these switches, right? So I'm going to be bypassing the pump, so I don't have to deal with that. So again, we have our pump controller here, Tornatech, and we have our little dial. It's very easy to do this one. So right now we're on auto. Gonna flip this thing up, then I'm gonna flip it to center, just like that. All right, so that's on the O, right? So you see, now it says off. Right? So now the fire pump is off. Okay, see how easy that was? I love the easier pump controllers, right? So now, when we do our flow testing, and again, I'm the alarm technician, I'm not the sprinkler fitter, so I'm not responsible for testing this pump. If anything happens with it, or happens with the fuel tank, or happens with anything, the batteries, the valves, whatever, the sprinkler company is responsible for this. So I'm going to be flowing everything off of the jockey pump here. a little guy, right? So when we do our flow test for the whole building, everything's gonna flow off of this guy, right? The pump off, nothing's gonna come off on this pump. Now, let's say it's the end of the day and we've completed our testing. Tested all our signals, verified at the panel, everything's fine. So we come back here, we're gonna verify on our gauge that we're at the right pressure. You also see on here, we have the right pressure. There we go. And you also have your jockey pump controller, also telling you the right pressure. And this is also a Tornatech jockey pump. Looks like the JP3 230 1.536 whatever, blah blah blah. All right, if you could read all that, there you go. If you need that info. But we have our pressure at 160, and on the gauge we have the pressure as well at 160. So we clear the panel of alarms, and we make sure we're pressurized back in the system to where we were originally, and then we could turn the pump back on. So again, you have the little dial on the front, off in the center, and auto to the right. We're not using the left option, we're just using the off and the auto, off and auto. So we're gonna flip it up. Right now it's on off, or you can see on the bottom as well, off auto. So off on the pump, off on the switch. Gonna turn it back to auto. So now it's on auto. Alright. And then you see on the pump, it says auto. Alright? And we got our little voltages lit up and everything. So now the pump is back on. So now, any flowing will activate the main pump, which means this will turn on. And then the jockey pump will turn on before it, but if the pressure gets too low, then the big pump's gonna kick on now. So if you're gonna be flowing, you're gonna be using the diesel pump now. And that is how you bypass the diesel fire pump controller for the Tornatech GPD-12-120. We have first floor pump room hand off auto. All right, we're at our riser where we're gonna do our test. So we have our flow switch, we have our combination ball valve, which is ITV and main drain, and we have our pressure. So I'm just gonna already loosen this. I'm just gonna remove this so I could see when it activates. Make it easier for me. And I'm gonna get my timer out so we can get going. So here we go to the flow. 3, 2, 1. Just gonna wait for this little white part to drop. Losing pressure. There it goes, it dropped. Alright. Pressure build back up. Switch is reset. Alright, so I'm gonna put this back, then we're gonna go check the panel. Have our second floor riser, stair 1 water flow. Alright, so now we have our jockey flowing. We're below the 155. See on the gauge here. See the jockey pump's going. So right now it's just maintaining pressure. So it's flowing, the main pump's still off, right? Still on off on the O. So the jockey's just maintaining our pressure for us. So the big pump not on while the water's flowing, the diesel pump not on. Little jockey pump is on right there. Little guy's doing all the work. So the big diesel pump's not on. If it was, it'd be very loud in here. But just the little jockey pump is on right now. Just the little jockey. And we shall monitor our flow rate to our PSI, and we will continue with the test. All right, we're back at our pump, so we finished our flowing. Our pump is still off. And as you can see, it's in the off position. Our jockey pump is on. So we're back at 160. And on our gauge, 160. Pump was 158. What's that? There we go, 158. There, 158. So our pump obviously isn't on because it's powered off. And our jockey's no longer on, so everything's back off. So nothing's running. So now we're just gonna turn the fire pump back on now. So we're just gonna go to our little dial. So remember, it's on the off. We're just gonna switch it to the auto. So we're just gonna turn it to the right, so it goes to auto. So it's off right now. Switch it back to auto. Now we're back on auto. Go. So now the pump is back on. So just showing it again. So to the right. It's going towards the A for auto. Close our little door. And that's it. So jockey's on. Pump's pressure back up. We're good. Pump pressure back up. We're good. Back on auto. So that is how you bypass the Tornatech diesel fire pump controller.